the purpose of being on the barbell, we're now getting Sin to do 20 leg swings each side. Why? Because we want to start to open up the hip socket, because we noticed when we were warming up, she was actually having difficulty hinging from the hip. So she's going to perform 20 reps one way, and then 20 reps laterally, so horizontal and vertical. Joey, and that's going to get those hips to feel a little more loose and more open. And we want to really go as far as we can across. And you'll notice here, when we get to the top, this typically happens, come all the way up, people stop here. But what you want to do is you want to externally rotate the thigh so you can get the toe up, because that's going to help get the glutes on as well. Because your thigh is designed to externally rotate. So a lot of people leave a lot of movement on the table on this one. So make sure you're really feeling your whole leg turn up and out. So if you're sitting here and going, wow, Karl, that's taken like 10 minutes just to warm up the squat. Well, if you're going to put all of these weights on your back, well, you're going to make sure, you bloody know I'm going to make you warm up. Why? Because you've got three options. You either lift a weight, don't lift it, or get injured. Which option you want? I either want to lift it or don't, and I want to remove the potential for injury. So that's why we do a good thorough warm up. Now we're actually going to start doing the back squat, or barbell back squat. We're going to do a high bar setup. So that means it sits on the upper trap. So if Sin spins around, shoot. So what we have is the upper traps here. So if Sin just externally rotates her arm, pulls down slightly, you can see this muscle pops up here. Now, with the high bar back squat, it's going to favor a little more quad. If we can get the bar to go lower, so that's where we're into the rhomboids here, if we pull that elbow up a little bit, we can actually see there's a bit of a groove here. That's where the low bar setup will favor. Now that's going to work a little more hip hinge, a little more glutes. Now we noticed with Sin, she actually wasn't getting a lot of hinge, so we could teach her to do a low bar squat, so she naturally will focus on that hinge. However, we're going to stay with the high bar back squat today, because she does have that ankle mobility, but we are going to then show you some accessory exercises that you can supplement with to start training that hip hinge movement. Cues are bring your hands as close as you can. So depending on your shoulder flexibility, you'll bring your hands as close as you can. For me, I'm literally out here. For Sin, she's quite flexible in the shoulders, so her hands will go in quite close. Pull yourself up under the bar. For the ladies, got to whip your hair back and forth. And what you've seen with Sin is she's just racked it. Rack the bar. That is a no-no. Why? Stop right here. Stay. Notice here, her lower back is there. The weight is in front of it. If she goes to rack a heavy load, she's going to put a lot of strain through her back here. And then this is where people go, how did I hurt my lower back? Well, this is why. So what we need to do is we actually need to bring our feet directly under the bar, feet hip width apart, so bending the knees, so then your quads bum back slightly, so your glutes, your quads, your whole body is holding that weight. So all you need to do is stand up to rack the bar. Now, if you think, holy shit, whoop, keep the foot forward, holy shit, this is heavy, you can rack it. If you're like, this is light, like Sin's just done, step back, just the feet so the toes are slightly turned out, and let's squat down. Now we know with Sin, it's a 5-second eccentric, so we're gonna go down for 5, let's go, 4, 3, 2, lower, 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 hamstring touches calf, and up. Good. Now a bit of a swing in there, so she needs to squeeze the bar as tight as she can so she engages her upper body. So big breath in, squeeze the bar, and down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower, 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 and up. So we're noticing here with the movement, we can't control for 5 seconds. We're having to go slower. So this means that this weight is, keep going, this weight is sufficient enough for Sin today. Yes, you could add weight. Yes, you could let your ego in. However, today is more of a technical movement for her because she's bouncing at the bottom, she's losing control. Keep squatting, and she's rushing the movement. Go down, touch, and up. Better. However, we're starting to see she's getting better with each rep. So this is why we're going to keep working the skill and the technique until it's smooth. So with the elbows, pull them down. Good, and let's go 2 more. So stand up nice and tall, look up, up, look up, look up, and let's go. Ah, better, up. So the cue here is that Sin needs to look up. When she was looking down, where you look is where your body's gonna go. So eyes look up, nice and tall. That actually helps correct, hips back, this position. Good, don't bounce. So we're gonna challenge the strength at the bottom, so go down, hamstring touches calf, stop, up. Much better. And down. 5, 4, 3, abs on, 2, stop. And rack it. So we started to find the technique improved with each rep, so we're now going to apply 2.5 kilos, but we're going to challenge the movement at the bottom with a pause. So Sin's able to squat up to 40 kilos, we know this from past training, though she's having a bit of technique breakdown today. So we're going to not go to 40 yet, but we're going to challenge her through time under tension with pauses at the bottom. So 2-minute rest is up, let's go, under the bar. So same setup, hands as close as you can, even distance apart, squeeze under the bar. Remember, we're going to keep those abs in nice and tight and stand up. Feet hip width apart. So we're now doing 5 seconds down and we're going to do a 2-second pause. So squeeze tight, down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop, stop, up. Yeah, seeing a bit of an arch there. And so we need to be tighter in the abs. Sit hips back, hips back, hips back, hips back, hips back, hip back, 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 hold, up. Good. And down 5, 4, 3, hips back, sit back, hold, hold, up. Good, and rack. So we've done 3 reps with load, so it was a bit heavier. And good, hands in tight, squeeze, look up. And slowly sit back, sit back, sit back. Hold, stay still, up, better. 5, look here, 4, 3, sit back more, sit back, hold, up. Good, down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, up. Hips forward, so I need you to shift your weight back more. Good, now squat. Abs and tighter, abs and tighter, abs and tighter. Hold it, and up, and rack. So if you think about it, just by you leaning forward, so Sin's going to face that way for me. So if she's standing nice and tall here, so let's lean back, lean back. So this is her upright. Now if she's leaning quite far forward, from here being the center, lean forward more, that's going to apply a lot more tension to her back, hamstrings and calves. Now Sin's actually been feeling her lower back a little bit, not in like just a dull ache, and that could make sense because she's quite far forward. So we actually need to get her to pull back more. So pull back, belly in, lean back, shift your weight back, shift your weight back, shift your weight back. Now she hasn't fallen over, but that's a big difference. So this is something we're going to need to work on. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to superset this with a 45-degree back extension, preferably the Superman, so get that whole back, glutes, hamstrings, calves, helping pull her back. So that's what we're going to superset. We're going to do 5 sets of that, 8 reps on each exercise, and that'll be the workout. Hope you enjoyed, and see you around.